Hi, this is Kevin Thomas with the At Home Film Festival, giving you 7 movies to watch within the next 7 days, and hopefully I'll do it for 7 minutes or less. Hence, I talk a little faster than normal, even though I'm a fast talker. I'm bringing us 3 great directors that of course had acclaim over the years, but didn't get the awards love that they all deserved. The first one we're gonna do is Charlie Chaplin. Everybody knows him from the silent film era, The Little Tramp. Some of the movies I'm showing did have success at the box office, but most today's people don't go back so far to watch silent movies, so I'm trying to force the issue a little and make you watch a movie that you probably normally wouldn't put in your queue on Netflix. Anyway, Chaplin was nominated 4 times for Academy Awards. He won 1 for Best Score in 1972. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. And he has 2 special Oscars. One of them was for the first year of the Academy Awards, where he wrote, directed, starred, produced, scored, edited the movie The Circus, and it got 0 nominations. So the Academy probably said, oh my God, we screwed up Charlie, we're so sorry, here's an Oscar. He did win another special Oscar later in his career. But let's first look at one of his silent movies. It's called City Lights. Sight and Sound does an annual survey of the best movies ever made, and City Lights is on that list. And that's a very accomplished list because it involves hundreds of writers and directors and producers and critics. And City Lights, although it's on that list, it was not nominated for any Academy Awards, including Best Picture. Came out in 1931. Chaplin is really at the peak of his career here. And it's a sweet story where he plays the little tramp, and he meets this blind young woman who he decides he needs to help get an operation so she could see. So he does everything possible to make money, including that little fight scene that we saw. So City Lights, one of the greatest movies ever made, but not if you look up the annual awards for each year. Then if we want to look at Chaplin in the talking era, and by the way, he was the last one to really join that era because he made one of the last silent movies of all time, modern times. But he won his Oscar for Limelight, which I almost decided to screen. That movie has much interesting stories behind the scenes as well as in front of. While he won Best Score in 1972, the film was made in 1952, but they thought he was a communist, so they would not allow it to be released in the US for 20 years. And that score Oscar was a great one because the melody of that movie has become the song that we all know called Smile. You know, smile though your heart is breaking. Don't forget, if I could sing, and you probably didn't forget when you just heard that, I would be on this show. Anyway, I decided to do Monsieur Verdoux. This is a movie where Chaplin plays a killer. Not a totally mean one, I guess there are nice killers, but he's doing what he can to raise money for his wife, and the best way he could do it is to seduce women who have money and poison them. So he does that quite successfully. He keeps renaming himself. He does, though, meet a challenge when it comes to Martha Ray, who adds a lot of the humor to this film. You should definitely seek this out. It's not in French, and I probably pronounce it a little wrong. The French people will correct me. Hey, Alex from France, my friend, you'll have to correct me, okay? But let's move on to other great directors. I love Robert Altman. My favorite thing about Robert Altman is he kind of is the independent film director who somehow gets a budget and big stars. To do 2 of his movies was tough because I had a third one, A Wedding, where Lillian Gish plays a grandma who dies the day of a wedding, and they just prop her up and forget to tell people because they didn't want to ruin the wedding. That did get a little love from award ceremonies. The British Academy Award acknowledged it. But the movie I decided to show first was Come Back to the Five and Dime, Jimmy Dean, Jimmy Dean. This is from an off-Broadway play that Altman also directed with a great cast of Sandy Dennis, Karen Black, and Cher. In fact, Cher, if it wasn't for this play and movie, Cher may not have had the movie career that she has today. Because Mike Nichols, who was filming, getting ready to film Silkwood, found Cher and hired her, and she got her first Oscar nomination for that. She should have got it for this too. But anyway, this is a great little country town about a reunion of friends that get together for their love of Jimmy Dean. It even has Kathy Bates in a small role. There she is. But another great Altman movie is 3 Women, where Shelley Duvall gives the performance of her career, including winning the Cannes Film Festival Award for Best Actress, where she plays a quirky, you have to be in an Altman film, physical therapist that's so weirdly cute that she even alphabetizes her recipes by how many minutes they take. She meets Sissy Spacek, who also is a physical therapist, but then Sissy takes on a lot of Shelley's traits, and while Shelley thinks people like her, they don't even notice her, but yet when Sissy does it, they really like her. Anyway, let's move on because I'm running out of my 7 minutes. The greatest director of all time, Alfred Hitchcock. Just so you know, facts about Alfred. He was nominated for the Academy Award 5 times, lost them all. He was nominated for the Directors Guild of America 8 times, never won. One year he had 2 nominations because he had 2 great movies in 1 year. On the Rotten Tomatoes, he has 27 movies with a 90% or higher. 5 of those have 100%, and then another 5 are 98 or 99%. He has 4 movies on that Sight and Sound survey, and yet he had no Oscar except for a special one that he won. Maybe he's content with that. I shouldn't be the one worried about why he doesn't have an Oscar, but yet he's the greatest filmmaker of all time. He should have big awards to stand behind that. But let's start like in the 30s. He did do silent films, which we might have a festival later. In the 30s, this movie, The Lady Vanishes, it was a hit, but I'm bringing it to you because a lot of people don't watch old 1937 movies, especially if they're millennials. But this takes place completely on a train, and guess what? A lady vanishes. And this one lady's also seeking her out. There's a lot of humor going on. It's really a great movie to seek out. Uh-oh, we're running out of time, so let's go on to the next one. Our next Alfred Hitchcock movie is The Shadow of a Doubt. This is similar to the one with Chaplin about a lady killer, because Joseph Cotten comes to town as the Black Widow murderer, and his niece, Teresa Wright, is the only one that seems to notice that people are being killed. She does a better job investigating than the police does. This is the 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, one of Hitchcock's great ones. Didn't get a lot of notoriety. You should really watch it. It's really good. I think they should have called it The Merry Widow Murderers. Now I'm down to the wire because it's about to be 7 minutes. So our last great movie is Marnie. I should have did The Birds because everybody knows The Birds. But The Birds, this has still Tippi Hedren, where she plays kleptomaniac. She's got emotional problems. She's got a great co-star with Sean Connery. It's well filmed. I love the beginning of this movie. It's one of my favorite Hitchcock movies. I think it shows that Tippi Hedren's a really good actress. And I have behind the scenes story, which I'll tell in the comments below because I'm out of time. I also went over once again, but I'm gonna stop talking. So give me comments and I'm gonna write to you about a secret about Marnie that you probably didn't know. See you later.